All right, here's what Shai's done after a loss so far in these playoffs. The numbers are spectacular. So he's been able to make the adjustment. His team also have a 5-0 record after losing in this postseason. Let's hear from the MVP who's at the podium.
All right. Tim, first question up front.
Shai, you mentioned last night they prioritize picking you up higher than they have. Statistically, the average pickup point was higher than any game in your career, actually. They also, like a lot of teams, try to make you work as hard as possible on the defensive end. How much did you feel like those body blows made fatigue a factor? How can you mitigate that and try to fight through it, figuring they're going to take a similar approach?
Yeah, you got to suck it up. You have to. There's maximum 4 games left in the season, and it's what you work the whole season for. It's what you work all summer for. So the way I see it is, you gotta suck it up, get it done, and try to get a win.
Joel here on the left.
Joel Lorenzo, Oklahoma. Shai, you said it just then. There's 4 games max the rest of the way. Obviously, I don't know if you feel like there's similarities between this series and the Denver series, but you were down 2-1 then. How does this maybe feel different or similar, and sort of what's the sense of urgency today with the group?
Yeah, it feels a lot similar. Obviously, losing game 1 under the buzzer beater, winning big game 2, being up in game 3 and losing the lead. There's a lot of similarities. Now, the teams are very different, so you can't kind of compare the situations too much. But at the end of the day, we have to be who we are and who we've been all season. And I think we got back to that in that series. If we want to give ourselves a chance in this series, it has to be the same thing.
Standing over on the left.
Shai, Modest Buzelis, NBA player correspondent. I wanted to ask you about how are you guys adjusting to Indiana's pace and how fast they play?
Pretty good. We play pretty fast ourselves, so it hasn't been too much of an adjustment period. It's been pretty comfortable. But yeah, they do play fast, and it's been fun.
Over on the right, John.
John Hollinger from The Athletic. Shai, when Andrew was trying to deny you after made baskets so that they wouldn't even kind of inbound it to you, is that something where you want to get the ball more often on those, or are you okay letting them inbound it to somebody else and you're coming up the floor then off the ball?
I'm okay with both. There's a lot of guys that can make plays and handle on the team. I don't have to be on it 24/7. Now, I do think there's moments where it is beneficial for the team for me to touch it early. But I think it's a mixture. It's a blend, just like anything else. Yeah, I think both is fine.
Do you think you had the right balance last night, or do you feel like you need to tilt it a little more toward being on the ball? Or?
I wasn't mad at the balance last night, not at all.
Barry, second row in the middle.
Trammell, Tulsa World. Shai, you seem a little more emotionally agitated in this series by Nembhard than in anybody else you've played against this year. Is he doing anything extra to get under your skin? Is it because of your long history together? Is that part of it, or what exactly is going on there?
I'm not too sure. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't feel emotionally agitated at all. So I don't know what's going on. But I don't feel emotionally worked up at all.
Joe up front.
Hey, Shai. I wanted to follow up on Tim's question. Did whether it was the pace or some of the extra bumps that you took last night, did you feel that wore you down a little bit going into the fourth quarter?
I'm not too sure. I don't think so. It's a physical game. We've had plenty of physical games. We've had games like that where I've been great late, and games like that where I've stunk late. I don't think it was anything out the blue or anything I haven't seen before.
Do the last two, Nick, and then the back right.
Shai, you guys often talk about, just being in the moment and being present. I just wonder, is there anything you guys, or you maybe specifically do to actually implement that into your mental routine or something that you guys do as a group to get to that place?
Yeah, I don't nothing specific. I just think we're we've hung our hat on that all year, and it's something that we're pretty used to, something that's very comfortable for us. It's almost like a default.
Last question, back right.
Shai, Dominic Contini, ESPN. Your pace is always your own, slow and surgical, and you always move with confidence. How do you keep that identity with the other team when it's trying to speed you up emotionally and physically? And what does your version of leadership look like when you're down in a final series?
I try to just honestly, I don't even really think about it too much. It's become so second nature, the way I play, the way I think about the game. It's just part of who I am. And then my leadership is the same it's been all year. Been organic to who I am, never overbearing, but if something needs to be said, I say it. Pick my spot, pick my moments, but I think above all, just like be organic to who I am.
Thank you, Shai. Jalen will be right.
Would you like to start on the news of the day in the NBA today?
The Knicks got to be the stupidest damn people in the world. Like, you don't fire no good coach like that and don't have a plan. I mean, Tibbs did a hell of a job. Obviously, something's going on there, but you don't have a plan. And now the three coaches turn you down. You got to have a plan, man. And they don't have a plan now. I mean, I don't know what the hell they're going to do.
Kind of has a point there. Live at the finals, Game 4 coverage for the pregame starting Friday against 7 Eastern, postgame also on NBA TV. Jared, Chuck, Candace, Grant, and 3D as the series continues. A pivotal Game 4 in this series. How do you see this playing out for OKC? How do they turn this thing around? Because, again, in their losses, the 5 losses they've had in this postseason, they've bounced back in a big way.
I think for them is unforced turnovers they had, home run turnovers when they gave up easy buckets, if they can cut those down. And I think for them is hit first, play a little bit more for force, and also got to move Shai around. I got to get him off the top of the key because it's easier. I think all 5 guys can see him. And obviously, by the time he breaks down one guy who is playing physical basketball, it's tough for him to get all the way to the rim. So I have to move him around and let him be a screener a little bit more.
Did you think he looked a little tired towards the end of the game on Friday?
No, I wouldn't say tired. I mean, I think we're so used to him having exceptional games. He had a good game, and right. I hope for OKC he doesn't have to have exceptional games for them to win a game.
What about the Indiana side of things? How did they make this a 3-1 series?
Well, I think play faster, even faster than they've been playing, because if they can get to 111, they win games. Get up shots, and I think Tyrese Halliburton just keep getting 2 feet in the paint.
And then that bench, which bench steps up? I mean, in this last game, 49-18, that's a huge disparity.
Well, they need Wiggins and Wallace and Isaiah Joe on the OKC side to score points. And I think on Indiana, Obi Toppin is still the key for me. Right. He has to keep playing positive minutes. He's done a nice job.
He's been real good in this series as Indiana has a 2-1 series. We'll be out in Game 5, right?
5, 6, and 7 I have.
Chris Miles is buying dinner in Game 5. That's what I heard. That's what the word is around town. So make sure you're at the reservation on time. Chris Miles is paying.
Chris Miles paying?
That's what I said. Chris Miles is paying. Not you, Chris Miles.
I'm about to say we got to go get our own food now.